So a couple of months ago, I posted this video right here about my honest and open review of some of the challenges that we were facing within my production company at the time, and the fact that it just felt like it was failing. We lost a huge amount of clients literally in the space of a couple of weeks, and we're talking well over $100,000 worth of work. And that had a huge impact on our business. And what I want to do now is just give you an update of what we've done to overcome some of those problems, the challenges that we're still facing, and what we're going to do to try and overcome that as well, and clearly some of the results that we've seen. Now, obviously, I still have a production company so far. I haven't given up yet, so that's all positive news. But again, I just want to give an honest and open view on the challenges that we're facing, because I know that there's many of you out there that are feeling the same thing. And I was so humbled by the amount of comments that I received from you guys with support and saying that you were in similar situations, and that video really helped you. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I definitely felt very much like, probably for the first time, really felt like I was part of like the community that we've built together. I mean, there's 17,000 of you at this time, and that's just, it blows my mind. And I really felt that community sense that I've been trying to build. So yeah, awesome. Well, thank you to all of you who reached out. So just to very quickly summarize, we lost a huge amount of clients through no fault of our own. They just decided to either take things in-house, or they just didn't need video content anymore because they weren't developing their products and things like that. But that left a huge cash flow problem within our business and left us a huge amount of money short. A lot of their contracts all run out at the same point. And what we had been doing, because we had been so busy, is that we just hadn't been making any new sales because we kind of couldn't keep up with the demand of the work that we had on. And that was a huge oversight from us. We should have really expanded and then taken on more work. So I went away from that video having followed some kind of structure of what we're going to do next. How are we going to get out of this? It's sink or swim, right? We've got the option to stay where we are and tread water and just hope that something happens, or we can actually try and swim to shore. And I know that for a fact, the only way to be successful is by moving forward. If you're moving backwards in business, then you're failing. So we took the approach to try and swim to shore and started our sales outreach strategies. And these are all things that I've spoken about on this channel before, and I also have a free training event. That's not what this video is about, but where I go through some of these strategies as well. So for the first 2 weeks, I asked everyone that I employ in my team, whether they're a creative, editors, filmers, nothing to do with sales, if they could really help us get some more work in. Ultimately, it was something that everyone's jobs were at risk, so that we could try and grow the business and get back on track. So they followed the outreach methods that I suggested. We were speaking to people on email, Instagram, things like that. And we had quite a lot of replies. We were particularly focusing on like the local area as well. Now, in addition to this, we had some cash reserves in the bank from obviously, being successful to that point, and we employed an external sales team. Now, for some of you guys out there, you'll be going, well, Ross, I'm struggling, but I don't have the money to employ an external sales team. And I just want to air here, the external sales team are allowing us to have more hands on deck to outreach. They're using the strategies that I give them and that I've kind of shared with you over many videos on this channel. So yes, it does make it easier because it means that I can focus on different areas, or there's more people working on sales within our business, but they're not doing anything differently to what I would be doing if it was just me on my own, whether I was a freelancer or had a real small team and I needed to be more actively involved. So we decided to action those. We had the team in-house working for 2 weeks as well, and we still have a lot of contracted clients, which is great because it still provided some kind of stability and stable foundation. Means that we wasn't going to complete zero, not knowing where our next job was coming from. We also reached out to some of our older leads, people we've done work for in the past, just to see if they were in the need now for any more video content and potentially strike up a deal with those people. As well as we attended a couple of business networking events to go and meet with other businesses in the hope that we could have some success there. The event actually wasn't that successful for us. We didn't get much luck out of it. Now, I've had a lot of success from events in the past, and it's something that I will continue to do. It just, that particular event didn't work out for us. And I think that's the key take home home from this is just because you've sent 200, 300, 400 emails and you don't have any success, or you've gone to 25 events and you haven't had any success, doesn't mean it's not going to work. Sales has always been a numbers game. You just need to break down what you're doing or what you could do differently. I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing time and time again and expecting different results. So for me, it was trying to look at what we could do differently to get the maximum results out of that situation. So that was the initial problem, and that was how we started to handle it. And I'll talk to you about the results in a minute and some more learnings that we discovered from that point. But I was always asking myself, could I be doing more? And the answer to that question in any area of my life is always yes, but it's at sacrifice for something else. Now, a lot of people say that they don't have time to do something, and the reality is we all have the same amount of time in the day, we just have different priorities. And if you have a failing business, then your priorities have to be on sales. Now, I had a huge confliction here because I run, 3 other businesses as well, and they all need my time to grow. And it took a little while for me to get in the mindset and bring that focus back into sales because, and I'll talk to you about a main learning in a second, but we had just become comfortable and I hadn't been doing any sales for quite a long time, and it really took me a lot to start getting back into that. But at the same time, I'm needed in my other businesses to help grow them, and they're things that I'm passionate about. I get so much fulfillment out of the academy, and I have a very personalized approach to our coaching program. I actually work with people on an individual basis, and we have group mentoring sessions and all things like this. And that takes away time potentially needing to grow that business as well. And one of the best things that I did over this period of time sounds so counterproductive. We gave it a good couple of weeks of just hard work, focused super on sales, and then I took a week off. I felt I just needed that time to take a step back and just view our business from the outside. When you're working day to day in the business, it can feel like your head's in the sand and you're only looking at what's happening tomorrow. I can't even look at my calendar, what's happening next week. I just need to know what I'm doing tomorrow and get through that day, and except so on and so forth. And when you're doing that, you're working in your business and you're not working on your business. And I know that for me personally, when I take a moment to take a step outside of that, I have the best ideas. I can think more clearly. I can see a clear path of where I need to take the business. So when I came back, I was able to have more of a focus, particularly with the issues that I was facing about how to manage my time better between those businesses and what I really needed to focus on. And unfortunately, as much as I love YouTube, it's something that we've had to take a little break from, and I'm just going to start to drip feed videos while I focus on my main, obviously, the main reason you guys are here as well, and that's my production company. And that's why I really have enjoyed this video and my last one, because there's no script, and you guys can just learn from what I'm experiencing right now as well. And that was difficult because I really enjoyed doing these things. Now, luckily, we were able to release the series that we've been doing with George. We put in so much time and effort in that series. We were going to drop it all at once, but we decided to drip feed it to give me the time to really focus on getting my business back on track as well. So what have I learned so far? And this is something, please let me know in the comments if you want me to keep doing these open and honest updates. I have no idea what the engagement's like, and that's the downside. Obviously, YouTube favors videos that people watch till the end, so I really appreciate it if you can watch to the end. And let me know in the comments, just if you like this kind of thing and what you want to find out more. Ask me some questions. Maybe I'll do like a Q&A video or something like that as well. But my main take home from all of this is that you need to be doing sales all the time, continuously, even when you're busy. Put those people on a waiting list. Even if you're getting meetings and they need something doing next week, maybe outsource that. We had just completely forgotten to do any sales because we were just so focused on being busy in our work. And when you're busy, it's good. You're busy making money, right? And that was a huge slap in the face that we need to change moving forward, and we have done. Next up is the fact that your comfort zone shrinks when you get comfortable. And I never thought about it like this. I have a saying, and it says, everything you don't have in life is outside your comfort zone, otherwise you would already have it. And that comfort zone does grow and it expands like an elastic band. If you keep pulling it over time, it will get bigger and bigger. And for me, we just become comfortable with being busy and just kind of the day-to-day run-ins and everything was going well, that when it wasn't going well, it was really hard for me to step outside my comfort zone because I hadn't been outside my comfort zone in quite a while, in that sense of going back out and doing sales, something that I personally hate. And I'm actually pulling together a new training event that's going to be focused on this sales stuff. And I talk about that openly. You guys will obviously know when that comes out. But for someone who hates sales, I'm now having to expand my comfort zone again to get back into that and support our sales team as well. So I haven't taken a complete step back from that and picking up the phone and speaking to businesses. So that was a big realization for me there. And finally, and this is a simple one, just don't take your clients for granted. You need to keep asking yourself, how else can I help them? Because if you can increase your overall spend per client by helping them in new ways, then it's going to make up for those shortfalls when some clients decide to move on as well. So the results of the business, like I said at the start, we're obviously still here. I'm certainly not giving up anytime soon, even though it was very hard and I really felt like that at times. Within that first 2 weeks of our in-house team doing outreach, we managed to land 2 meetings with some clients, one of which we were actually able to sign onto one of our RCP systems, which was a great result. That means we have a new contracted client that we're working with over the next year, and we are extremely excited about that. And with the addition of our external sales team as well, now we've probably had about 10 or so meetings over the last month and about 30 people who are interested. And we're just waiting to hopefully close some of those deals as well. We know that for a fact we have 2 more clients who are extremely interested in being contracted to one of our plans. So fingers crossed for that, and that should then help get us pretty much back on track. We also obviously do work on one-off projects like you guys as well, who aren't contracting for companies for a year-long period. And we have a few of those in the pipeline that are looking like they'll come to light, but nothing as of yet. So we had some huge successes ourselves, and we've been able to capitalize on that by dealing with our sales team to kind of help us increase the amount of hours we can work on the sales process as well. So let me know what you thought of this business update and if you find it useful to where you're at the moment. If you haven't seen that previous video about my failing production company, then go check out that one right now. And if you want some tips on how to land extra clients and grow your business and some of the strategies we're using, just click on this video right here. See you next time. Peace.